What's up, guys? Thanks for joining the room. I'm going to show you some information, data. Going to try to stop cussing so much. I've been a little angry. Seeing a bunch of idiots out there, haters. I'll give them something to hate. They want to hate, I'll give them some hate. Going to wait for a few more people to get in here. I figured I'd go live now because now I get comments that I wasn't able to get before. And my videos are posting now and they weren't able to before. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? YouTube did a 180 on me. Thanks, guys. Seeing some positive comments. I'm sure there's going to be some negative comments. That's cool. I believe in freedom of speech, or else we don't get nowhere, right? Even hate speech. If you hate me, go ahead. Say I hate you. Say what you got to say. I believe in free speech. Thank you, guys. I can't read all the comments because they go fast, but I am looking at them right now. We're going to get started here in a minute. Hey, what's up? End times are here. I see you. I appreciate your verses. You put some killer verses up that connect some dots, man. Thank you guys all. Last day saints, right? Thank you guys all for the positivity. I gotta stop cussing. Okay, so we're gonna get started. We got 61 people in the room. We got 8 likes. That's a lot of people. Okay. So in this video, I'm gonna leave the drama aside for a second, and I want to show you guys just facts that you can look up yourself. We have the internet now, so what I'm about to show you, you look these things up yourself. You don't have to believe what I'm about to show you, okay? So what I'm going to show you is above me. These are facts, numbers that you can see for yourself, okay? And I've talked about these numbers and facts before, but some things we have to constantly go over because, man, they're so amazing that, you know, it's just crazy. So from the beginning of creation, right here, okay, we have Adam, right? And we know that Adam was created on the Feast of Trumpets. That would be Tishri 1. The first month on the Hebrew calendar is called Tishri, which means beginning. And the Feast of Trumpets is the 6th day of creation. Adam was created on the Feast of Trumpets. Okay, that's the beginning, okay? Now, from Adam, the creation of Adam, you go forward 930 years, because this is when Adam died. Genesis chapter 5 verse 5 tells you this, for, you know, to make it easier on you guys to look these things up, okay? You can just go on the internet and look up, you know, was Adam born on the Feast of Trumpets, Tishri 1, and you'll see, yeah, he was born. Most people, scholars, whatever you want to call them, say Adam was, not born, created on the Feast of Trumpets. Genesis chapter 5, verse 5 says that Adam died at 930 years old. Now, one thing I want to point out, there's something with this number, because it's not random. I don't know what it is, but maybe there's a strong concordance connection. I haven't looked it up. Maybe some of you guys can look it up. I'll look it up after this. So he lived 930 years from the beginning of creation. Now, if you go from the beginning of creation, okay, past Adam's death to Noah's flood, okay, the flood of Noah, okay, from creation. Again, you can look this up yourself. This is facts. It's not me, this is just facts above me. Noah's flood was 1,656 years from the beginning of creation. So you go 930 years, you have Adam's death, and then you go from creation 1,656 years, you have the flood of Noah. These are facts. You can look them up. The internet will tell you the same thing over and over and over. Genesis 5:5 tells you Adam died at 930. The internet will tell you that the flood is 1,656 years forward from creation. Okay? Now, God declares the end from the beginning. Isaiah 46:10. He declares the end from the beginning. Now, Adam was created on Tishri 1. And Tishri, the month of Tishri, means beginning. So we know this is all in Adam. Okay, the end is in Adam. And I did a video about this. I've done lots of videos about this. Now, the first thing to look at is Adam's name in Hebrew. The Old Testament was written in Hebrew. And every letter equals a number value. And every letter has a symbol that represents that letter. So in Adam's name, there is 3 letters in Hebrew. Again, you can look this up. Look it up yourself, guys. An aleph, a dalet, and the last one is a mem. Mem. Okay, the aleph is the first letter in the Hebrew. So it equals 1. The dalet is the 4th. So it equals 4. And the mem is it's the 13th letter. So in standard gematria, the 13th letter equals 40. Now, there's so much amazing things in his name. But add it up. Adam's name, 1 plus 4 plus 40 equals what? 45, guys. Why is that completely crazy nuts bonkers? Because 45 is the square root of guess what number? 2025. Bingo, right? So what does that mean? What does it mean that a number is the square root of another number? That means that when you multiply 45 to itself, 45 times 45, you get the number 2025. So automatically, Adam's name is pointing to this year. Okay? If you wanted to say that this is a coincidence and that it means nothing, go ahead. Go ahead and stay in the dark. It's not for you. But as for me and many of you guys, we know. We are true believers. We believe the Bible. Okay? So Adam's name equals 45. This is a square root of 2025, automatically pointing to 2025. Not only that, but 20 plus 25 is what? 45. Okay? So this is amazing. So you think of Adam, you think of 2025, his name. So the second part to this is this is how I know that the rapture will be this year. Now, you don't have to believe that. You can talk crap, whatever. Look, I'm not cussing, see, pretty good. You can say whatever you want, but I'm giving you things that if you call this a coincidence, you're on your own, man. You're on your own. Is it a coincidence that Adam's name is a square root of 2025 and that God declares the end from the beginning and we're in 2025? I don't think that's a coincidence. But here's another thing that if you call it a coincidence, that's on you, man. From Adam's death, which is 930 years past the beginning of creation, from his death to Noah's flood, which is 1,656 years from creation. Come on, this is too crazy. The amount of years, the difference is 7 to 6 years exactly. Now, for anybody who's been following me, we know what this number is. What is this number? 726 in the Strong's Concordance is the word harpazo. Harpazo, caught up. The rapture. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, Okay? Revelation chapter 12, the man-child being caught up. Okay? Come on. That's insane. That's insane. Now watch this. Some people might think out there, well, how are you going to connect Adam directly to the flood? Check this out. It gets crazy. Because look at this. Watch this. Like I said, every letter has a number and a symbol. Hence 3 that are 1, right? Like the Godhead. And the symbol for the last letter in Adam's name, the mem. Can you guess what it is? Well, in modern Hebrew, it's a little house that it looks like, right? It's kind of like a house. It goes like that. Shows a house. Now, this is interesting because it looks like, the flat earth. And it's like a house, right? So it could be standing for like us tabernacling with God. And when is Tabernacles? Tabernacles is in a few days. Okay, that's another one of the 7 high holy days. So that's interesting, right? It's, in modern Hebrew, the mem is a little house, like the flat earth, and we go up in the tent, just like Rebecca and Isaac, right? That's a picture of the rapture too. But it's crazier than that, because if you go to the Paleo Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew is the original Hebrew that was thousands of years ago. Guess what the sign is for the mem, the last letter in Adam's name? It goes exactly like this. And it means water and chaos. What? Water and chaos. In Paleo Hebrew, that's the last letter of Adam's name. Man, look at the number. 40. Oh, too perfect. 40 jubilees. Right? A jubilee is 50 years. 40 jubilees. 2,000 years, baby. It's all in Adam's name. It's all in Adam's name. So in modern Hebrew, you have a little house. Looks like, a tent. Like the flat earth. Like we go up in the tent, just like Rebecca and Isaac. But in Paleo Hebrew, it's water and chaos. And that's for the last letter in Adam's name. And what happened in Adam's day? The flood. What happens? And it's 726. What happens at the rapture? Water, and chaos. It's not going to be a worldwide flood, but there is going to be flooding. But it stands for chaos as well. Come on, man. Now, if you want to call all this coincidence, I think you're crazy, and I think that you're in unbelief, and I think you're just a hater. But you can do what you want. As for me and most of the people that watch my channel, this all is telling us an exact story. It's telling us an exact story. So what do we have? Excuse me. Now, wait. It gets more crazy than that. Because before the mem, which stands for water and chaos in Adam's name, you have a delet. Guess what the delet means? The symbol for it. It's a door. You have the door opening in heaven, Revelation chapter 4. And then you have mem, which is water and chaos, right after. Simultaneously. Technically it's got to be a little tiny bit after. It's simultaneous, I believe. You have the delet, which equals 4. 4 equals door. Delet is a door. Door opens in heaven. And then you have mem, which is for water and chaos, which is number 40. 40 jubilees. 40 is a very special number. At the time of testing, when Israel was in the wilderness for 40 days, God turned it into 40 years. Well, from Jesus, now it's been 40 jubilees. 2,000 years. 40 times 50. The jubilee is 50 years, 2,000 years, bam. And where is it pointing to? The whole name, number 45, which is the square root of 2025. And from Adam, his death, remember, God declares the end from the beginning. He's telling us the very end here. From Adam's death, 950 years, it's exactly 726 years to Noah's flood. 726 in the modern day Strong's Concordance is harpazo. Now, they didn't have no dang strong concordance back then. Why would God do that? Why would he put exactly 726 years in between Adam's death and Noah's flood? Well, it's for today, because 726 wouldn't have meant anything to them back then. They didn't have a strong concordance to look up numbers in the New Testament. 726 is harpazo in the Greek, which means that the Greek was the New Testament. This is the Old Testament. So this number wouldn't mean anything in Adam's day. This was put for now. For right now. The rapture is going to be this year. Now, I know there's haters who'll be like, yeah, but you said it was going to be at the Feast of Trumpets. Yeah, but maybe it's at Tabernacles. And I heard another guy say Feast of Trumpets doesn't even start till October 22nd because we're a month behind on the calendar. You know, when we get into the date, that's where it gets a little more difficult to see. Remember, we see in part. We know in part. We prophesy in part. That's what 1 Corinthians 13 says. We know in part. We prophesy in part. But when all that vanishes away and we see when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part vanishes away. And that's Jesus Christ. That's the harpazo 726. Now, do you guys understand what I just said? The fact that there's exactly 726 years between Adam and the flood means something today. Means something today. This 726 would have meant nothing back then. And the fact that Adam's name is the square root of 2025, that would have been nothing to them back then. Do you think Adam and them would have known that his name is pointing to 2025? Do you think Adam would have known that from his death to the flood is the number for rapture? No, of course not. Well, he would have been dead, but nobody in his time would have known. Who was it? Methuselah? Noah? They didn't know that God did all this for us today to see right now. 726 is harpazo in the Strong's. The Strong's Concordance was barely created like a little over 100 years ago. So the number 726, way back here, is for now. For this year. Now, guess what else God did? Not only all that, but if you put, what did God tell Adam? He said, in the day that you eat, you shall surely die. Right? Well, look at this. In the day that Adam eats, he shall surely die. Now, one way to look at that is that he died before 1,000 years. 1,000 years is as a day with the Lord. So he did die in that day, if you look at it like that. That's 2 Peter. 2 Peter says that a day is as 1,000 years to the Lord, and 1,000 years is as a day to the Lord. So Adam died in 930 years. Before 1,000 years, he technically died in a day, in God's eyes. But it's deeper than that, because look, if you put all the numbers of Adam's name together, 1440, do you know what that is? You're not even going to believe this. If you connect it up, 1,440, that's the exact amount of minutes in one day. Do it. 24 hours a day, 60 minutes an hour. 24 times 60 is 1440. You're telling, did they have a clock back then? Did they have wristwatch? Did everybody know what time it was? Only according to the heavens, not like this. They weren't all on digital time. So God put this here, knowing in the future that we were all going to have clocks, that we could add up his name, put his name together, and it's going to be exactly one full day. Do the math. Like I said, in this video, I'm not calling anybody out right now. Really? I'm not cussing. I don't want to cuss anymore, okay? But I'm giving you facts that you could look up yourself. Take me out of the equation. Take me out of the equation. Pretend you don't even see me. Look up these facts for yourself. Look up the symbol for the mem in Paleo Hebrew. It's water and chaos. Look it up for modern Hebrew. It's a house, a little house. A tabernacle. Get it? Tabernacle. Maybe it's on tabernacles. I don't know. Or maybe it's on the day of the flood. The day of the flood is Sheshvan 17. That's when the flood came in Noah's day. Maybe that's the day. I don't know. I know the year, though. I know. And for a long time, I just proved that it was 2025 through Revelations. But then I got into the Feast of Trumpets. And oh well, so what? it gets a little more harder to see once you get down to the day, right? But I know by this only I know, but I've known. I look at my videos all this year. I've shown so much revelation. It's insane. Look it up. What year did Adam die? 930 years. Genesis 5:5. What year was Noah's flood? 1656. Past creation. Do the math. Subtract 930 from 1656. You get 726 harpazo, which means nothing in Adam's day. It means something today. Oh, yes, it does. It means harpazo at the flood. That's why the last letter in the name, in Adam's name, Mem, is 40. 40 jubilees from Jesus down. 40, the Mem means water and chaos in Paleo Hebrew, and a little house, a tabernacle, a tent in modern Hebrew. You're telling me that this is all just coincidence? I mean, nobody has told me that yet. But if that's what you believe, I think you're nuts. I think you're out of your mind. And I'd use other words, but I'm trying not to cuss. Look these things up yourself. These are facts. These are facts. It's going to happen this year. I don't know what day, but I got a few dates in mind. Tabernacles, the day of the flood. Some people say the real Feast of Trumpets starts in a week. Some people say the real Feast of Trumpets on October 22nd. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people that believe Feast of Trumpets we're a month behind. So if the Feast of Trumpets starts October 22nd in the movie Knowing, guess what day the world ends? October 22nd. I'm just saying. I'm not too concerned. I'm not too concerned exactly what day it is, but I'm going to watch these days. I'm going to watch Tabernacles. I'm going to watch the Day of Atonement. I'm going to watch October 22nd. I'm going to watch the day that Noah's flood happened, which is Sheshvan 17. I'm going to watch all these days. And they are here for a reason. And then if we get past that, then I'm going to watch the days after that I can see. But here it is. There it is. These are facts. These are facts that you can look up on your own. Come on, man. Now let's keep going here. We have a lot of people watching right now. Think about it, right? You know, it's going to be this year, man. Don't get too sad, okay? I've proven it a million ways to one, okay? There's going to be this year. And yeah, I thought it was going to be the Feast of Trumpets. I could have been right. Could be something else. Could be another day. I know it's a year from what I've shown you. That's all I need to know, really. But I have a lot more revelation. So, the number 45, even on a clock. The number 4 on the clock is 20 minutes. The number 5 on a clock is 25 minutes. Are you kidding? Oh, whoops. Are you kidding me? 45 is the square root of 2025. You take it to a clock, it's 2025. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And this is the value of Adam's name. God declares the end from the beginning. Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. Now look at this. The name Enoch, again, Steve Fletcher has mentioned Hanukkah. The rapture might be then. Maybe. I'm not that concerned about the date because I know the year. But Enoch equals what? 45. What are the chances of that? Enoch, what happened to him? He was raptured. Elijah, I've gone through this. Elijah equals what? Guess what? 45. What happened to Elijah? Raptured. All this stuff is pointing to freaking 2025, man. Guess whose else name equals 45? Daniel equals 45. What was Daniel all about? The Antichrist, Jacob's trouble. Some believe it's 7 years. I personally believe it's 42 months, and the end is 2029. I could prove all that, but that would take a long time too. So there you go, man. What's the odds? You know what else equals 45? The word elect. Get it? Elect equals 45. Elect. 45 at a clock is 2025. 45 times 45 is 2025. It's the square root of 2025. Adam equals 45. Enoch equals 45. Elijah, Daniel, elect. You can't tell me the rapture isn't this year. I know it is this year. I'm fully convinced in my mind. And that's okay. There might be crap talkers out there like, oh, you know it's this year just like you knew it was on the Feast of Trumpets. That's all right. Say your stuff, man. Say whatever you got to say. But the facts that I just showed you remain. Regardless of my opinion, Regardless of what I think or believe, the facts that I show you remain. Again, Psalm 45. Psalm 45 is about what? A royal wedding between Jesus and the church. Psalm 45. Guess what 46 is about? The very next chapter is what? About Jacob's trouble. Well, gee whiz. What's 46? 20 plus 26 is 46. 26. 20 plus 25 is 45. Psalm 45, royal wedding, Jesus and the church. Psalm 46, Jacob's trouble. Then I could go on and on and on. I know the rapture's this year. And I'm going to be looking at appointed days. It's not going to be random. It's not going to be random. It's going to happen on a day where people are paying attention. Jesus said, and Paul said that that day is not going to overtake you because you're the children of the light. It will overtake you like a thief if you're not watching. It's going to be on an appointed day, appointed time. Which one exactly? I'm going to watch all of them. I'm going to watch Tabernacles. I'm going to watch Day of Atonement. I'm going to watch October 22nd, because that's 1 month from this Feast of Trumpets, so maybe that's when the Feast of Trumpets is. I'm going to watch Sheshvan 17, the day of Noah's flood. I'm going to watch them all, baby. You think this is it? God is going to use this. God is going to use everything that is happening right now. You have the world paying attention to the rapture with thousands and probably even millions of people who never even heard about the rapture. But because of all this promotion of the rapture now, you got millions of people who never even heard of the rapture thinking about the rapture. Atheists, agnostics, whoever. It doesn't matter. God is going to get it done one way or another. It's going to be heard throughout the whole world. And if you're preaching about the rapture and people hear that, then of course, where's the rapture? The Bible. Then they find out about Jesus. They find out about what he did on the cross. They find out that they're a sinner and that they need a savior because we're not good people. We're not good people. Once you're saved, the grace of God keeps you going, and he starts showing his love through you. And you start learning, and you start wanting to know things. And you start changing. You become a new creature. That's what the cross is all about. And in the last days, it's interesting to me because it talks about people who preach a gospel that is powerless. That the power of God, there's a form of godliness, but they deny the power of. Right? So this is the idea that you can believe in Jesus one day, and then there's no effect on your life. There's nothing, no change, no nothing. And then you're saved, right? So that's not how salvation really works. And that kind of idea is talked about in the Bible, talks about people who have a form of godliness, but they deny the power of. So they say they believe in God, but that there's no change that will occur. There's no effect in their life of the power of God. That's an end times delusion, deception, And so I just wanted to show you guys that about Adam, And the number 45 is a very special number. As you can see, come on, man. How is it that from Adam's death to the flood, it's exactly 726 years, and then 726 in Strong's Concordance is harpazo, the rapture? That number meant nothing back then. God put that there for us today. Adam's name equals 45 for us today. For us today. All that is for us. Every symbol that Adam's name equals, the door opening, and then the flood and chaos, that's all for today. All of it. Because God declares the end from the beginning, Isaiah 46:10. There's nothing that anybody could tell me to make me not know or believe, however you want to put it, that the rapture is not this year. I know it's this year. Just by what I showed you, but there's a plethora of information on my channel of revelations. It's too much. So I am fully convinced in my own mind. And again, I'm not forcing my beliefs on anybody. On my channel, I try not to chastise other people for their beliefs, even if I don't agree with them. It doesn't always work out that way. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I'll go off on somebody because they're way out there, or they attack me. So I'm not perfect, but excuse me. The goal is, my job is not to force my beliefs on anybody. Who cares what I believe or anybody believes? The main thing is to show the evidence, prove all things. Do not despise prophesying, prove all things. Prove what you're saying. That's why I'm not into dreams and visions. You can tell me whatever. Yeah, one time I had a dream of all these blondes around me. We're all, never mind. But what does that mean? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. So who cares? I don't really care about your dreams or visions. That's just me. You can't prove nothing to me. You know, I've had dreams where I'm, able to float and fly like Superman. So what? I don't care. I'd rather have this. I'd rather have data and information and facts to be fully convinced. But not everybody's like that. That's just me. If you guys are all into dreams and visions, I can't do anything about it, and I'm not going to really chastise people, but I am going to warn you that's when you get into that realm, it's very easy to be deceived because these people cannot prove anything to you. I can get on here and say, man, I had a dream, of this and that and this and that, and I could just be taking you on a magical ride. That's it. I can't prove any of that to you. And so I think that's what happened with this Joshua guy. He came on the scene. He looked decent. He talked fairly decent. And he was just, tugging on people's hearts. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, me and Jesus, we had Fruit Loops with non-fat milk today or last year or 7 years ago. And he told me about, the end days over a bagel and some, cranberry juice. No. Get out of here with that stuff, man. You can tell your stories to somebody else, man. I'm not into any of that. What I'm into and what we should be into is facts. Things that you could look up, that you look at and you go, I'm fully convinced. I'm fully convinced, not because of what that guy said, but because of the information that was shown to me. It's like the woman at the well, right? The people said, we don't believe because you told us. We believe because we see on our own. Good, I don't care. That's fine. That's my whole point. That's been my mission from the beginning, is to show everybody what I see, what I know, what I can prove. It's like a courtroom. It doesn't matter. If you go into a courtroom, okay, what do you have to do? You have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that, like, if you're the defendant, that you're innocent. You have to do it with facts. And so if you just give them your opinion, like, well, I don't think I was drinking and driving. Can you prove it? No. Do you have a video or something? Do you have some kind of documentation? Well, no, I just have my opinion. Sorry, bye. You lose. Right? Or I didn't do this, or I didn't do that. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Nobody cares in court. And what is Jesus? Jesus is our advocate. So the speech in the Bible is likened to courtroom talk. Jesus is our advocate. Satan is the accuser, just like the plaintiff and the defendant, right? God is the judge. Are we getting what's going on here? And how many people are on the jury? 12. Oh, that's amazing, because there's 12 tribes of Israel that's going to judge. 12, right? Is that a coincidence that they have a courtroom set up biblically? No, that's exactly biblical. You have us, you have Satan on the other side, then you have the 12 jury of your peers, right? Humans, just like us. Then you have God the judge. And you present your case. That's the whole thing of it, man. And you have what? Witnesses. Oh, the two witnesses? Come on, man. We are living in the shadow of heaven. It's a shadow of heaven. Things on earth are shadows of heavenly things. So you see trumpets in heaven, about angels with trumpets. Well, we have trumpets down here, but it's just a better trumpet up there. But it's a shadow down here. So, like the feast days and the new moons and stuff. Well, that's kind of that's a different thing. But like when Moses was told by God how to build the tabernacle, it's a shadow of a heavenly type of a thing, right? Everything down here is that. Everything is that. It's a shadow of things that actually exist in heaven, right? Like when you read about saints or angels, and certain clothing, linen and stuff like this. Well, yeah, it's better linen. It's like glorified linen or whatever it is. But down here we have the same thing, but just in shadows. The angels have manna, right? They eat this bread called manna, angelic sweet bread. And then it came down in the wilderness and Israel got to eat it. That's pretty interesting. But we have that here too. We have that here too, but in just a lower level of it, right? Everything in heaven is faster. Everything in heaven is higher. Everything in heaven doesn't rot away. Here, eventually things rot away and die. So, and again, it's amazing that in the Bible, the streets are made of gold in heaven, and gold on earth is a very precious thing because they have, gold things from thousands of years ago. It never went bad. It's the best conductor, right? So all these things are connected to heavenly things. Why in this heavenly picture that we see of New Jerusalem, you have, or God's throne even, talking about crystals that we have on earth. What's that all about? Right? Sardonyx, jasper, was it jasper? I don't know. Sapphire, emerald. Well, we have these things on earth, but that's describing God's throne. So there's a direct connection between heaven and earth. On earth as it is in heaven, right? Give us this daily bread, or, on earth as it is in heaven. What you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. What you loose on earth will be loose in heaven. God is showing us a direct connection between heaven and earth. How this place is a shadow. David said, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. That's earth. Earth is the valley of the shadow of death. The valley is below. Heaven is above. The valley is below. Not only in height, but in what it's made of. Heavenly things are made of something that lasts forever. Earthly things are made in a shadow of that, just like our bodies. Or it's made in a shadow of that, but it's not going to last forever. So it's a downgrade. Heaven is like a way higher version. Earth is like Nintendo. Heaven is like PlayStation 5, in that sense. So anyways, guys, I wanted to show you some really cool things. I didn't want to cuss. I didn't want to call out anybody that much, even though I will when it's necessary. I've already done it, though. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. Be convinced in your own mind of what you believe. My job as a servant is to show you the evidence and the facts, and that's it. Are we fallible? We see in part, we know in part, and we prophesy in part, okay? But on this, that's again, I'm showing you the evidence. You believe what you want. Look it up yourself. I am fully, thoroughly convinced of this, and I've been for a long time. So anyways, thank you guys. God bless. God bless. We have a lot of viewers. 168. That's amazing. That's an amazing number. Okay. I'm going to take a look here. Somebody said I stole some money. That's crazy. I didn't steal nothing. That's right, end times. It's going to come this year and flood and chaos, man. Somebody said I'm drunk. I'm not drunk. I did not drink today. If I wanted to drink, I would drink because I can drink, but I did not drink today. Thank you too. Thank you guys also. Please watch the video. JR, she'll give me. Somebody said she'll give me some money. Hook it up. Hook it up, sister. Let me, if anybody wants to email me, my email is RALPH B Salas SALAS 1. Ralph B Salas 1 at gmail.com. At gmail.com. RALPHBSALAS 1 as in the letter, as in the number, at gmail.com. Ralph B Salas 1 at gmail.com. If I'll get to your emails if I can, but sometimes I get a lot. If you want to cash at me, since somebody said they're going to hook it up, it's up to them. It's up to you. I'll put my cash app up.
That's cool with me. It's up to you though. Only give if it's in your heart, you know. Um, my Cash App is RBS377. I don't want to say it wrong. Anyways, I'll put it in another video. It might be in my description box on there, so you might be able to find it there. I think it's there, like on my YouTube thing, because I don't know. I know it, but I don't want to get it wrong, so I don't use it that much. But anyways, that's up to you guys. If you just feel in the love, you could do that too. Check out some comments. Thank you guys all. Oh, a guy called me a thief. Dang. That's sad. No, people, if they want to give, it's a court of free will. So I'm not stealing anything. I can't steal something that if somebody wants to give it to me. It doesn't happen like that. Checking these. Thanks for not cussing today. Right. Yeah, Rapture Reese, I've been seeing you around. Cool. Yeah, for sure. Try not to. Look forward to my videos, Fiona. Thank you very much. You know, the amazing thing is, yep, gematria is crazy. You know, the crazy thing is that, you know, Jesus said, he said, go preach to the whole world. And we are able to do that from our living room like this because of the internet. I have almost 200 people right now watching. My videos get thousands of views, and they're going all around the world. They're going to every country, every continent, as far as I know, and people from every language and every tongue, everywhere are watching them. And isn't that what the Bible says about the last days? That the gospel somehow would be preached unto all the world. How do you think God was going to do that? I believe that he was going to use the internet. Of course, he knew it was going to exist, right? He had to have known. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. Right. Right. So my friend mentioned that the Julian calendar, October 6th and 7th, I believe, is 93, Feast of Trumpets. Might be. I'm open. Oh, John, he's just throwing hate here. He's calling me a thief. He's saying that there's no rapture. You're trying to be a thief, John. You're trying to steal people's hope, bro. Lighten up. Look, he said a liar. Call me a liar. You know, he's probably some crazy dude that I had to block. I have to block crazy people sometimes, you know? But it doesn't matter what all these people say, because I showed you in this video the evidence to look it up. I didn't give you any opinion. I didn't give you anything like that. Yeah, look at. Am I a man of his world? His world? Oh, man. Thank you guys all for participating. You know, true saints of God will be caught up this year. They will be. Yeah, John is starting some stuff, right? I'm going to post this video up right now, guys. Watch it, write it down, look up the information yourself, please. Okay? So you don't get disheartened, because it's coming. It is coming. And, you know, all I do is give you the information. Thank you guys all for commenting, for coming in the room and watching. I appreciate it, because I don't feel like I'm just talking to the phone now. No, I'm posting videos. Yeah, no, I said I thought that was my last video because I thought the Feast of Trumpets was a rapture on that day, but it didn't work out like that. Yeah, dude, chill out, Tony, dude, okay? We're all learning. We all see in part. We all know in part. And we're not going to be right about everything, okay? So if you want to crucify me, go ahead, all right? But that's on you, bro. Thank you guys. A lot of positivity, except for a couple people. That's all right. There's always got to be a couple people, right? In a moment no one expects. Well, kind of. But Paul says we'll know if we're watching. And I'm watching all these days. You know? Thank you so much. There's somebody writing there. Oh yeah, that's a crown. Thank you, Alu Games. Thank you for the positivity. Thank you guys all. I'm gonna post this video, and let's go, right? Oh, we got John hating again. We got John the hater. Always got to be one or two, right? That's right. Be careful about dreams and visions, because they could just lie to you, man. Make them prove it to you. All right, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you so much. That's my Gmail. And I think my Cash App is in my YouTube anyways. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it up. Thank you, guys. God bless.